What up, ladies and gentlemen? So today we're going to be doing Saturn in the sign of Cancer and what happens when Saturn is in the sign of Cancer in your horoscope. And so, what is the sign of Cancer? Sign of Cancer represents the original fourth house of the zodiac belt. It represents security, it represents home, it represents homeland, it represents mother's nourishment, it's your physical home, it represents land, it represents nourishment, it represents taking care of the people in home. So it's a very emotional based sign. This is why Cancer is a very emotional sign, because anytime you have to take care of people, anytime you have to, look for security or provide security, it requires a lot of emotions within you to come out. So it's a very emotional sign, and it's always, and the sign of Cancer, it's about security and comfort. Because emotions, somebody giving you their emotions and holding you makes you feel secure, and it's a zone of comfort. It's a comfort zone. Okay, so then you put Saturn here. Saturn is a Tamasic planet. It's fear and anxiety, loneliness, restriction, reality. It's discomfort. It takes you into the real world and makes you fight and work. Makes you feel uncomfortable when you do those things. It makes you disciplined. It makes you a workaholic. It makes you organized about things. That in order to win a battle, you better be organized. You better be structured. Okay. So when these two energy matches, what happens is Saturn puts a fear into the person regarding security and regarding emotions. These people are very much about finding security and keeping the security with them. They could be the people who may not leave their mother's home, or they may not leave their mother's nourishment for a long time, because they are secure with that feeling. And the thing is, though, even though they hold on to this security for a long time, they feel insecure within themselves. They feel a lack of emotional security out in the world, so they come inside, they stay in home. But even in home, let's say if Saturn was in Cancer in the fourth house itself, it can represent lack of emotional security through the mother. And so what happens is, in early age, they may not feel so secure, they may not feel so protected, that all their life they try to hold on to things. They have fear of emotional attachment to others, because they feel that if they give their emotions to others, they're going to be betrayed, as they were in early life. So it brings a lot of fear and an anxiety about security, emotions, and home. However, and Saturn, which is our workaholicness, it's our ability to, do things and take action towards those things and work towards those things, makes them a very patriotic person in the fourth sign of the zodiac, which is Cancer. They love taking care of people. They love taking care of the people in their homeland. They are very protective of their home. They become like this defender that I will not let go of my security. Because these people have felt insecure all most of their life, once they do get security, they hold on to them. So their family becomes a very important part of their life, because of the fact their fear of losing them. A Jupiter person in Cancer would feel optimistic. Oh, I'm feeling insecure. That's okay. I'll get it back soon. And they get it back soon. But with Saturn is, when Saturn lets go or takes away security, it takes it away for a long time. So these guys are very protective of those things. So this can show, somebody who's in government taking care of their people, somebody who's working in a, those senior home care, because Saturn represents those older people, your seniors to you. And in the sign of Cancer, which is about security and comfort, this person inclined towards giving security to those people. They will be helping those people. They'll be helping senior people and taking care of them, nurturing them. But the thing is, this is a very isolated sign. So what these people have within them is that they feel very isolated from emotions. They find it hard to relate to people, that because they have this fear that other people will betray them. Now, unless if this Saturn in Cancer receives an aspect from Jupiter, or Moon is sitting in Cancer, if Moon and Saturn are sitting in Cancer, what happens is that if I'm in the house as Saturn, I'm going to behave the way I am. But if I know the owner of the house is in the home as well, I'm going to behave differently. So all those things also matter. So if, let's say, Saturn is in Cancer and then Jupiter is an aspect from like Pisces to Cancer, that's going to show a lot of optimism onto that. This person will not be so insecure. They will not be so fearful about showing emotions to other people. But when Saturn is alone in the sign of Cancer, they have a hard time expressing their emotions to other people. They have a hard time relating emotionally to other people. They subdue their emotions within them. But later on in life, especially within their mid-30s, once they have their own family, that's when they blossom. That's when they're like, okay, yeah, I got my security now. I got my comfort zone now, and I'm not going to let it go. So they become very protective, like Mars. They're like ready to defend that. So that's the kind of energy that happens in the sign of Cancer, the sign of Cancer for Saturn. Saturn is a cold planet. It's a cold and dark place. Physically, even if you look in the sky, it's further away from the sun. It doesn't have so much illuminations within it. So when he comes into the sign, which represents emotions and nourishment, Saturn kind of restricts the person in giving those things or receiving those things. So people like, I have seen a lot of people who had actually Saturn in Cancer in the 4th house who felt lack of nourishment from their mother. And because they grew up with lack of nourishment, when it came to other people, they didn't know how to express those security and that emotions to other people, because we are who we are the way we grow up. So when these people are growing up and the mother is very disciplined and structured and showing them the reality of things instead of like protecting them, they are growing up with this, turmoil of emotions. And then when they go out in the world, because from the 4th house, Cancer, Saturn is aspecting the 10th house of outside and professional life. When they go out in the world, they are able to be very unsympathetic. These are the people who become like the security and the police officer and the soldier, because they don't need emotions. Because once they rely on emotions, they will not be able to do their job. So when they go out in professional life, they'll be one of those really hard knock bosses. They don't care if you're sick and you want that day off. They're like, you better show up or I'm going to fire you. Or they're very hard. They want everybody to be on their guard at work at all times. No relaxing time, no nothing. So that's what happens. But if Saturn is in some other house, he'll take the energy of the 4th house Cancer and transform it into the other house. So if Saturn is in Cancer and in the ascendant, it's bringing that 4th house energy into your own self. Your personality your life will feel it's having lack of nourishment. Your life will feel that, oh my God, why is it that my mother's not connected to me? And then from the ascendant, Saturn is looking at the 7th house of partners. So what will Saturn do? He'll put that energy into the 7th house. You will have partners that may be very less sympathetic and less emotional towards you, and you'll be less emotional towards them. Any house it can go to, it will take that energy into them. So that's what you gotta judge this Saturn in Cancer in different houses. But we'll go through that also in our lifetime on YouTube. All right, so guys, this was my analysis of Saturn in the sign of Cancer. If you're new to my channel, subscribe below. And if you want to know where your Saturn is placed and if it's receiving a conjunction or aspect, check out the links below. Check out my books there, Astrology at the Speed of Light and Conjunctions at the Speed of Light. And when you get the book, I will send you the link to look at your own chart. Just make sure you follow the directions below in the description section. Otherwise, we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.